Welcome in. Welcome in. Paramay Trades here. Paramay Trades Journal. Paramay's Trade Journal. We're going to take a look at the Canadian dollar. Looks price action, some pivots, and most importantly, commercial interest, which is what we're using as a leading indicator to help align ourselves with the trade, with the right side of the trade. Just finished up the CoT report, the roundup. And Canadian dollar was on our radar last week. We said comms were getting bullish. We really wanted to pay attention to that. We'd really like to be aligned on the right side of the trade. And as you all know, the currency's flip-flopping a bit. Totally flip-flopping. Dollar index was looking pretty grim towards the end of the week. And it looks like comms were on the wrong side of the trade with a few of them. Namely the Euro FX, I believe, but we'll see how that turns out. We just posted that video too on the Euro FX, so if you're interested in what's going on there, take a look. So coming off of extremely negative outlook on the Canadian dollar, and kind of flip-flopping here, extremely negative outlook for 1, 2, 3, I would say about 3 or 4 weeks, and then shift foot a little bit. Broke down into bearish territory, and now what we've got here is a total shift in sentiment within the last it was like 2 months almost, right? And set new highs 3 weeks ago, set a new high the week prior, and now this week going after it even more. Canadian dollar positive, very positive territory if we're looking at the numbers in the 6-month index. 3-year index is creeping up there too. A little bit harder to push those numbers with the 3-year index, so a little bit more data to work with. So I'm going to look at our 3 chart here and just see what we can see. So ATR, I like to have the ATR on here just for heaven's sake, just for a little extra confirmation. It does kind of pinch the chart a little bit, but it did break the ATR range. We just did break that. So now we're in kind of a proverbial bullish setup, if you will. So let's just take this off so we can get a cleaner look at the chart, at least our macro level, so our daily. I like the daily with comms. It looks pretty clean. And we're looking at the same business we always do. Market sentiment, declining or diminishing, relatively low. WPR hanging out in that oversold range. And look at here with open interest. So we got the full open interest here. This is a little. I wish we had a better chart than this, or better open interest indicator. But we got what we got. We got what we're working with. If you're looking at the micro gold chart and the gold chart, open interest looks considerably different. But we're relatively low here. So the relative high is around 200,000. Our very low, relatively low, is 92,000. So we're about 118. So it was a little lower. That looks good. But right here is when we had the diminishing or kind of bottoming out open interest indication with a very positive outlook on the 6-month index from commercials. And lo and behold, what do we get? We get some nice movement, some nice price action. A nice bounce here. And they were up, Look how low this is. Look how low this is. I mean, how do you not think that this is a much better value down here than it is up in this range? Well, comms seem to think so. I mean, we can scroll out and even look at a 3-year. And the same thing. This is really low. This is really low. Can it continue to go lower? Absolutely. I'm not saying that it can't. But where the interest level is right now with commercials, this is really bullish. So what did we have? What do we have on the Canadian? Oh, good. My 5 chart already has. So we just did, I think, 3 other videos, and it's the same thing over and over again, it would seem. Get a nice pivot. Come back down and test some of these higher lows, but relative to this turn or this pivot here, and this looked good. And we did nick this one here, but we came and nicked back, the swing high. So then we come back in and we test this area, right? This cluster. And there's a lot of whipsaw going on, but we do test, we do not push lower than this key low here. I think this would be a deal breaker, I think, if not this low as a deal breaker, but it could turn the other way too. So we did not. This looked like a nice swing, right? This looked like a nice swing. So you look at a chart like or a previous decline like this. So we had a higher low here, a lower low here, but we busted through it. We busted through this area. So we could make the case that we had a nice higher low here and a lower low, and this and that. Well, that's nice, right? Well, it's had a nice retrace. And we busted through that. But was it meant to last? Looking at this downtrend channel, looks like we're in that area where you don't exactly want to be a buyer up here. Maybe down on the lower end of the range, or of the channel, maybe. And then this was just, look what we had here. Break out of the channel, come back up, and retest that the outside barrier of the downtrend line, and get rejected from it. And bears are, the dominating factor here. So nice. So, and then we look for that nice bullish W. Do we get one down here? Like a lot of these charts with all this volatility, and it's still here with the anticipation of the higher low, and then we break, and then look at this build-up going on right up in here. This is, that's some nice build-up and a break, and we trend higher and hit, take out some key levels here. So we did run that high pivot, right? This don't look like much, but it was important. This is where bears took over. We come up, take out that higher high, or that pivot high. And then, lo and behold, here's your market memory. And we come down, we touch. We can't get back over it. Rejection. This is a key area. Market memory, another touch here. Another touch in this area. Ooh, another touch in this area, and we find support on it finally. So that was a nice area. And then here's your market memory going. Hey, lo and behold, right? Strange. So here's the the pivot in question. Here's a lot of confluence and a tremendous amount of volume going on in this area. And this is where it found a little bit of retrace, bounced off the, oh, look at that, huh? Bounced off the outer bounds of this channel, and up and away we go, and we're up at around the median line, right where support is. So it can only help that we've got market memory up in this area, and then we've got this nice channel to work with, and then we're finding support here, but what's going to happen in the coming days and the market open. So is this, do we want to be a buyer up in here? Well, if you're working with a drawdown here, then yeah, I suppose. So these bullish charts look a lot different, right? There's this nice W pattern working again, and we get a break. And we get a break, we find support on the EMA. That's the 8 EMA, folks. And away we go. So looking ahead, what are we looking for? I'll tell you. I don't know if I'm ready to be a buyer up here, although you could. You could be. I just don't like this M working out. I would. Looks a lot like the euro, huh? All these charts finding this relief bounce here after the market turned down, but how can we go? And what will they be after if they are going to trend higher? I would say, take a look at these, these levels up in here. So watch the channel for a breakdown. Watch for a pivot high. So we got, we've seen this in a couple of different titles here. And so we've got, a lower high here, higher high, and you know, can we break this down? Maybe get some build-up going here before they go up and take out this high and continue on. We'd like to not see this channel break down and a rejection from the channel, so we'd love to see some confluence here. Careful for, you know, maybe some traps in this area. There's like, oh, channel's breaking down, I'm going short, and then they bust back up, you know, into the channel, and away we go. But we'll see what happens with the dollar index next week. Can we juxtapose this to the dollar index on a chart that's not so cluttered? Let's just do one comparison. We'll do this for the rest of the charts too. So many charts, 40 or 50 commodities, and your drawing sets and your study sets just become, you like to have them kind of interlaced so that you're looking all at the same thing. But I use a 3-monitor configuration, one with, you know, higher time frame on the left, mid-range, you know, 30 to 15 minutes is more because I'm kind of, you know, doing the intraday thing. You know, 30 or 1 hour if you're looking at some swing trading opportunities, which would have helped you out in a lot of these cases, especially with the Dow Jones. So, oh, there it is. Cool. It is here. So, yeah, I mean, what's going to happen with the dollar index here? What's going to happen with the dollar index? We seem to be playing this game with the other currencies, so a strong relationship here. So let's see, you know, where this goes. We're right at that midline, at the cusp of switching directions here. Let's see how bad the dollar gets killed in the upcoming weeks. So there's your Canadian dollar here. There's your Canadian dollar, guys. Good luck on the trading. Hope you find yourself on the profitable side of it, and I would, you know, it's a bullish chart right now, you know, until otherwise, you know, noted. We've got to get something that would indicate that this is kind of a short-term high and a little bit of retraces in order, which would, you know, 50% would align us, you know, down in this range. But, you know, we found support here. We need to come down and break through that. All right, that's that. Keeping the ball rolling here. Friday homework, and looking for the, you know, the week ahead with all this volatility. You should all be able to pocket some money and, you know, get some wins on these charts if we're just paying attention. There's just plenty of opportunity. So we've come to find out in these, you know, these bullish scenarios, where we find a break and we can get ourselves on the right side of the trade here. There's that W again, and a break. And there's that W again and a break, right? So it's kind of sloppy over here, but there's that W and a break. So I'd be looking for a setup quite similar like these that we just found on a couple of these other currencies, and just stay on the right side of the trade. Even though load up your ATR range if you want on your 15-minute chart or your 1 hour chart. I like to, I've been using that on the 1 hour. So the 1 hour ATR trailing stop on TOS. Yeah. So if you're interested in where I got this CoT indicator, it's not available on Thinkorswim. This is derived from the report that we do each week. So this data is actually sitting on my TOS chart. So maybe we'll do a separate video for that. You can't have my report, but you can have the data if you come into the Discord channel. And yeah, just plenty of talk trade channels. We post this report in there, image view. If you really want the report, you let me know, and we'll work something out. So anyways, I hope you find yourself on the profitable side of the trade. thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Thanks for the subscribes and the comments. We really enjoy those. You know, even though we're just starting out here. So thanks again, and we'll see you in the next video.